I would like to do the actual body of the assembly drawing. So let's take a look at that. So here we have the body, and we can see that this particular part here is what matches up, not one to one, but it matches up pretty closely, or is the other half for the actual arm that we drew prior. Next, we have a base, a supporting base, and it looks like it's coming out at a slant, and we have some fillets at the end into a what right now is a square base. So we're going to just incorporate all of that into our drawing, and we're going to do it in first angle projection. So here we have, for the table clamp, we have the end elevation and we have the front elevation. So let's jump right into that. Awesome. So we're gonna start here, and like I always do, we're gonna start with the construction lines. I'll enter. Awesome. Nice. We're just gonna pull it down to about here. I'll enter. We're gonna go across. We're gonna make sure that it's basically center. We're gonna go OFF. We're gonna offset it by 10. We're just gonna put it up 10. We're gonna go down 10. We're gonna go left 10. We're gonna go right 10. Awesome. So we know we're gonna do our front and plan at the bottom here, because this is first angle projection. So off the bat, we're gonna look for exactly where the height of the object is, and what we can see here is we have some vertical heights on the front elevation. So we have from here to the base of this part is actually 80. Right, so we have from here to the front, it appears to be 80. I'll have to verify, because even in AutoCAD it looks a little bit blurry. Then we have 10 up, and that 10, sorry, is the thickness translated across. But if we were following it, it's, let's just say it's 80 up, and let me just verify that that's 80 or 90. I believe it's 90. Okay, so nice. So it's gonna be, that looks like 80 or 90. Okay, I'll go with 80 then. So we're gonna go with 80 up. Then, and for this drawing, we'll go with 80 up. We're gonna go 80 up. Then it's gonna be 25. Then it's gonna be 35 for this section. And this part here corresponds to the center of our major and minor, well, big and small arcs for, well, circles for this particular part of the drawing, meaning this arm right here. Right, we would have done that or replicated that on this side over here. So now that we have an idea of our dimensions, let's see if we could get those out of the way. So off the bat, we're gonna go with 80. It definitely looks like 80. Yeah, so we're gonna go with, oh, it could be 90. Could be 90. Hold on. Nice. Awesome. Cool. So we'll go with 90 for now, and we'll adjust it per suit. Yeah. If it is that you're doing the example, you just have to verify on your end which one you will be most likely to draw. Nice. So we're gonna start, and we're gonna start by getting that height. So we're gonna go up. We're gonna go 90. L enter. We're gonna go 90 up. 90 enter. We're gonna reach about here. Then I'm just gonna put a slight dash across so that I know which part that BOINT, where I want to put that point. So this is our 90 height line. I'm gonna go L enter and go across a bit, so we know that this is the 90 line. Then if we were supposed to look even closer, so from the 90, that's this space here, Then we have the 25 and then 35. So let's do that. Let's do the 25 line and let's do the 35 line now. So from here we have up 25, gonna go across, then we can have 25 and 35. Nice. So we have the 25, we have the 35 line. Right, I'm just gonna label the points. Nice. So we have our dimensions right here. Now I'm gonna pull this across because we are going to have to project those lines across, just so that we know. I'm gonna go one, we're gonna do two, and one more for the road. We're gonna go from here across. Awesome. So now I'm gonna go EX, enter, just so that we have those lines. We're gonna, bring these guys up a bit. One, two. Awesome. So we know that the particular height of our object is gonna come up here. So now I can look at what we need to draw next. So now that I have the height, this is a base, and a base is set to 120 millimeters will be the full length of the base. Yep. So I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna follow that convention. So I'm gonna come from the corner here. I'm gonna go across 120, 120, enter, and then I go up, and I basically have. Let's make sure that that line is 90 degrees. Yep, all the way up we have tab 90 tab. Nice. EX, enter. Just want to extend all these to meet EX, enter. Awesome. Nice. So we know that this line has it at 120 degrees for the horizontal. Let's just get in that dimension. Just want to put that in so that I know exactly what it is. Awesome. So we have the 100. Oh, I want to put it on top. I think the best place to put this dimension should be on top. So you go 120 up. Awesome. And on this side, we could probably put in the dimensions where we begin once we solidify everything. Awesome. So now that we have the full base, what we want to do is you want to basically get the center line for that. So I'm going to go, the center line for 120 will be, you guessed it, 60. So I'm going to go across 60. Then I'm going to pull that line straight down, through and through. So I'm going to convert this to my center line, and there we go. Awesome. Now that I have this, I have the line passing through, so I know where the center of my object is. And at this point, I'm just setting up all of the main construction lines that I need to begin to fully construct this shape. Now, even at this angle here, we could, well, from this perspective, we could actually tell that there's an end elevation which is coming across here, and then we also have the same base. So this is actually a square base. We have a square base, and the center line is going to be coming directly up here. So let's mark that off as well. So since we have the 120 on one side, we also want to do L enter. We're going to do 120, 120 on the other side, and we're going to go all the way down. Just snap it to the point. Awesome. Did it? Nope. Wait, did it snap at 90? Nope, that's 90.6. We want to get rid of that. Want to make sure it snaps at 90 degrees exact. Nice. So now that it's snapped there, we're going to EX and enter. We're going to extend it. Awesome. Just want to get all those lines touching so that we have everything set up and ready. So now that we have this, we can go back and actually look at what the height of the base is, or the thickness of the base, because since we already have the width of the base, we're going to do our drawing coming up. So we have the base thickness at 15. So we're going to come here, we're going to go L enter, we're going to go up 15, enter, and I'm just going to come across about here. Nice. We're going to copy this line COPY just before I forget when we did the construction for the width of this, so it's half half. So these two are basically the exact same dimensions. Alright, so we have the base at the bottom here, which is this 15. Let me highlight that for you all. So we have the base at the bottom there, which is this particular 15. Now what we have to do is we have to send up our object. So from the 15, what we can see in our drawing is now we're working our way up. We have this dimension saying that okay, this is gonna be like, it's more like a cylinder or a cone, because as you can see it starts at 40, but up here it gets thinner. So if you were supposed to project this up, it would most likely meet an apex. So it's a 40, but at the top of that 40, on the top of that cylindrical type of shape, there is a what appears to be a 30 diameter. So 40 diameter to 30 diameter. Let's work on that next. So we're gonna come down here, we're gonna go L enter, we're gonna go 40 diameter will actually be 20 in either direction. Yep, so we're gonna go 20, we're just gonna make a nice little line there so that we know where it is. I'll enter. Same thing on this end, 20, enter. Then we're gonna basically reach to that particular point, which would be here. Nice. Nice. So we would have pulled across our projection lines coming up to this point, EX, enter, enter. So what I'm also gonna do as well is I'm just gonna get that center line and have it fully realized through our drawing up to this particular point. And now once I come back and I look at it, I'm looking at what exactly I'm missing. I don't think I'm missing anything significant. So now I'm going to just pull those projection lines across, line them up, and we will continue. Nice. So once I have this one, two, and then I have the tip of here. And let me just make sure, let me just check and see if this one is curved. Awesome. So is this one curved as well? Yes, but it's curved at right here. So before we pull this projection line, let's just fillet it. And what we do after we fillet it is we will take where the curve itself ends. So the fillet for this should have already been set, but just in case you don't know, I'm going to go R enter, and for this particular drawing I believe all of the fillets have been stated to be in. Let me see. All of the fillets should be four radius unless stated, so we're gonna go with that 4. I believe on the other one it was 3. I believe it was 3. Yeah, this one seems to be 3, so I'm going to continue that convention. So we're not going to use 4, we're going to use 3 on this side here. So I'm going to say radius 3. I'm going to click this one, so we have that curve at 3. I'll enter, pull my projection symbol from here. I'm going to go across, have it there. Awesome. Nice. Now once we have this, EX enter, enter, we're going to extend these lines up because these will tell us the full width of our object, and that's how we have to solidify it. So we would have pulled across this line from here, we have that line. We would have pulled across this line, we have that one. We have the center line, and then we have one here. This is the one that we would have taken from the fillet, and then we have the last filler at the bottom. That I believe as well would have been around 3. So I'm gonna fillet that as well at 3. Nice. So we're gonna leave this right here. Awesome. So now that we've completed this, let's go ahead and complete the, I think I was saying first angle projection before, but looking at the symbol here, I realized it's actually, I didn't even read it properly. It was actually like third angle projection, right? So it all depends on the perspective that you're going to be looking at this from. So we want to make sure, and for future reference, we're going to know that projection symbol moving forward. All right. So we're back here. We're going to say, okay, we know that this is symmetrical. So you want to grab this COPY. We're going to copy this at the center. But wait, before we do that, I believe we have, before we do that part of it, I believe there's one more thing that we need to do. We need to fillet. We need to fillet that as well. And for the bottom here, I believe it was stated to be R10, but for the top here, it wasn't stated. So we're gonna assume that the fillet for that is gonna be R3. So we're gonna start there first. Otherwise stated R4. So we're gonna click fillet. We're gonna click R, enter, 4, enter. So just unless otherwise stated, enter. And then we're gonna grab from this, then we're gonna fillet this like so. Yeah. EX, enter, enter, just for it to meet. Awesome, like that. Nice. And then for the bottom here is actually supposed to be 10. How are we gonna do this? I'll enter. In fact, let me just do it in a different color. So since it's 10, of course we're gonna go 10 in this direction, or we could just do it fillet, and for the sake of time, fillet R10 1 0, and then we're just gonna click this, we're gonna get that. Then I'll enter because we just wanna extend back this line, and then we're gonna fillet it again. We're gonna from this. It's supposed to be 10. Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. I want to make sure we get that 10 in there. R, enter, 1 0, enter. Nice. That looks more like a 10 radius. And then we're gonna just make sure we pull this line coming down here. Nice. So we still have the 40, we still have the 15 coming up. This would have shortened because the fillet command would have probably shortened this line. We're just gonna pull this back across here. You know what? We're gonna delete this for now because we don't want it to confuse the drawing. Nice. And then we're gonna continue with the fillers at R10. Awesome. We're gonna go back in the construction, seeing that our horizontal, our baseline was removed. We're just gonna pull that back across. Awesome. So this is how it appears. Nice. So now that we got this and we have all the fillet and stuff associated with it, we're gonna grab 1 2 3 4 5 6, meaning the 2, and we're gonna say copy, COPY, enter. We're gonna copy it at the middle of the top here, which is the middle, and we're gonna just paste it across here. Nice. So once we have this, we could go ahead and turn that into, we know we're not really gonna be changing anything here. We're gonna turn that into main object outline one time. I'm also gonna do that for this particular part as well. I still can't believe I did not notice that projection symbol. Like, it just slipped my mind. Okay, cool. Outline, nice. So it isn't third angle projection. That slipped my mind. You just want to note that especially with regards to the label. So this will be front elevation and end elevation. The end will actually be on this side, and the front elevation would actually be on this side if it's third angle projection. Right, anyways, so we're going back, sorry, we're going back here and we're gonna go over this with the main object outline, I'll enter. So we're just gonna come here, extend this out here, go up, go across, right? Then of course we have here, here, here. We just wanna grab everything that we can. We're also gonna do here, and we're gonna put everything here in object outline, enter, I'll enter. Nice, we're gonna pull this particular part down. Then we're gonna go I'll enter, do it across, and as well, since we're doing it across, we're gonna grab it from here, send it all the way across, because this is a platform that exists on top. Last but not least, we're gonna do the base, which comes across here, 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 and here. Awesome, 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 awesome. Nice. Now, one of the things I realized that it had was the actual um holes here for the base for it to mount. We're gonna do those in a bit, so you can just hold on for that part of it. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, 3. Awesome, nice. So now we're gonna do the next part, which will be, we're gonna come across here, here. We're gonna go all the way up to this, and then we're gonna come back down. Since we're looking at from on this direction in, right? Let me just make sure. So we're looking at, no, if it's third angle projection, we're going to be looking at from this. If we're sectioning it, we're going to be looking from this direction. Fair enough. So since we have this here, this is going to be hidden line, because it will be on the, so we have top here, we have, so this is going to be hidden line. So this now is actually going to be hidden line. I'll enter. Just gonna drag this and do it across. Awesome. Now once we've gotten to this point, this right here is also gonna be hidden line, and the reason why it's hidden line was same exactly what I was looking at just now. It's not first angle projection, it's third angle projections, which means you're looking at it from this particular side, and this is not going to be, neither one of these are going to be the plan, so we have to actually do the plan after. So now we could do that center circle, and we can get the projecting lines for there, which is R10. So then once we come down here, we're gonna go main object outline, C, enter. We're gonna do 10, diameter 10, radius 5. Then we're gonna go projection lines, we're gonna pull across those lines. Awesome. Enter again, we're gonna pull it across. Once we pull it across, we're gonna do hidden details. Enter. From here to right here, same thing for this part. From here to, wait, nope, enter. From this particular part to right here. Nice. So since we have this, we know that, okay, this is gonna stop here. We're not gonna see this, we're not gonna see this. This is actually a hole. The next part that we're not gonna see is actually this horizontal line here that we have to actually map out. Nice. So that should be, let me see what the example looks like. So yeah, so this line at the bottom here, if it is that we're looking at it, it's also gonna be hidden, depending on the view that we're looking at it, because this is, I'm seeing the hidden line from here, but there isn't a, this is solid. Now if this is solid, then this is not supposed to be a hidden line. this is supposed to be a solid line. So it depends on the view that you're looking at it from. Alright, so I'm just going based off of the example. I'm thinking that this is third angle projection. I'm going to continue with that in mind. So now what we're going to do is we are going to grab right, main object outline. I just want to make sure that I have the general outline at the bottom here. I'm going to switch back to main object outline, enter, and then we're going to grab this, put it here, throw it down, throw it back across, and throw it back up, so that we have this particular part here. And this base is actually going to be a square. So when we look at it, it looks like this one is actually thinner than I have. So oh, I was actually doing it with the whole base width. We're gonna adjust that just now. So what I'm looking at right now is we actually have these happening at 10, and this is M10, so it's 10 from each side, and then we have the 10 holes going straight through. Alright, so what I was talking about some moments ago, which would have been the thickness of this particular top part here, and I'm going to take the thickness from reference of this, which is actually 60. So let's do that. Let's just do the outline. We're going to take this construction, enter. We're going to take it from here. We're going to do 30, then we're going to go down because it's 60, enter. From here across 30, go down, boom, nice. So hidden lines, you just want to bring those into that. Make sure you consolidate those points. Okay, I guess I have to banish these. Nice. So we're just gonna grab you, we're gonna consolidate the points in, make sure we have all those points. We're bringing it in so it's not the full width of the object, but we pull the width of it from that actual arm that we had from before. So now what we could do is we could just simply grab this, bring this point in, grab this, bring this point in, TR and enter. So we're just going to trim this up to here and here. Wait, nice, right there. And now we're going to do the same thing for this part right here. I'm going to grab this, we're going to bring it into this point here, and we're going to do the same for here. And let's grab this here, boom, boom. Let's just say TR and enter. So you would have trimmed or brought this part of it in. Awesome. Nice. So this is what it looks like. This is how we're looking. Nice. And let's deal with those 10 one time. I'll enter. So we're just gonna have like 10 across. We're gonna go down. I'll enter. Same thing, 10 across. Then we're gonna go down. So these two lines supposed to be center lines, and then from the center lines we actually have the 2 points, which is 5 down. We're gonna go again, 5 across, 10 down. Gonna make sure it hits 90 degrees. Same thing on the side. In fact, 1, 2, COPY. Gonna copy it from the center. We're gonna drop it here. Nice. Once you do that, so what I would have done was I realized that hey, all of these are basically the same construction for the holes. So I would have just copied it across. And now that I have this, I'm also gonna copy 1, 2, 3, 4. COPY, copy it, and I'm going to copy it from this point here, and then I'm going to rest it at this point here, in which it would also be the same thing. So we should have this part of it completed, except for this this fillet right here and right here. Nice. Now, if we were supposed to fillet this, unless otherwise stated, all fillets supposed to be 4. Let's see if we could probably just throw in that into the drawing. So I'm just gonna grab this, click yes, R fillet radius 4, enter, 1, 2, nice, enter, 1, 2. We're just gonna bring this down to about here. Gonna turn this into main object outline. Nice. Enter. 1, 2. Nice. Enter. 1, 2. Nice. So now we have all of these. This is how this particular drawing is going to look.